You want to start?
Sure.
All right, we'll say something.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hey Ho. Welcome to Terrifying Chuck.
That was all right. Heart's still there, and still aggressively pumping.
All right. Yeah, I got
That
that was
was.
my podcasting energy.
You are taking those. You need to be more upbeat notes, like for
I
reals.
I come in hot.
Yeah,
I come in hot.
yeah. I'm more of a slow rambler off the top.
Yeah, that's why I started.
That's yeah. Quick cattle prod,
We should
and
go with
then
our strengths.
yeah, and then we're off to the
We go with
races.
our strengths.
Although I will tell you that it did wake me up.
Yeah, it woke me up
I'm
too.
ready to go now.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 20 of Preparing to Podcast, coming to you live and hot from Studio Chuck,
Studio Chuck. That's where we
beautiful
get it
East
done.
York.
Yeah, that's where we get it done.
Yeah.
In the what would East York be considered? Is it a municipality? Is it just a neighborhood? I don't know.
A former
I
municipality,
guess
a
like
borough.
when a borough, that sounds legit.
Because
But I think also when Toronto first started, like East York would have been like the suburbs. Like that was non-Toronto. That was like a big expansion of bungalows.
God, you had to make your horse swim across a river to get here? Impossible.
Okay. There must have been a bridge.
Maybe not a good bridge.
Not a bridge that you could commit suicide from.
No,
Oh,
no.
that's that was one of the first things I probably learned when I moved to Toronto was
People were very proud, be like, "That's our suicide bridge."
well when I first moved here would have been I guess the late 90s, and at the time Toronto was facing, and I don't know if it still does, a bit of a suicide I don't know, boom, boom,
Boom! It's a splat.
suicide boom. It was a splat because everybody was jumping off the Danforth Viaduct. And at the time, they didn't have the rather beautiful artistic wire-like structure that is attached to it now that
Try to claim it's beautiful and artistic.
it prevents you both from jumping and from falling. If you manage to weasel your way through the first one,
Ugh.
you've got to essentially escape from prison twice to commit suicide off the
Oh,
Danforth
such a
Viaduct.
nanny state we've got.
It was such a nanny state. Well, I just think there's certainly has to be. Maybe I just don't spend enough time
Contemplating suicide?
contemplating suicide. I mean, I think I contemplate ending my life because things are miserable sometimes.
Yeah.
But I guess not in a real way because I'm not spitballing ideas on how to actually do it.
Oh, I worked out my dose one day because I
Your dose?
I was
Now
like,
what?
I have access to drugs,
But a dose of what, right?
death juice, the stuff I would use to
Yeah, but what do you use to? I mean, there's all sorts of things you can inject into an animal to kill it. Is there something specific that they use that is
pentobarbital.
pentobarbital?
Yeah.
Now, is that the same thing? Like you kill animals?
Yeah.
Do you still? Now, is it the same for every animal? That's what you use to kill them?
Oh, it'll kill anything. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but so would bleach, right? If I injected, if I got a big needle,
Yeah.
I fill it up full of bleach,
Yeah.
and then I go Pulp Fiction on you,
Yeah.
right, and just right into your chest cavity like it's adrenaline into your heart.
Yeah. If I didn't want to kill myself before, I do because now I'm full of bleach.
But would that kill you right away?
Not right away.
It would take a little bit.
It takes a bit. Yeah. It would be painful. You would suffer.
Oh, all right. So there's an upside.
So there's a positive to it.
An upside to
And
this.
if it's lemon scented, oh, you're going to meet Jesus just smelling springtime fresh.
Is there lemon scented bleach?
Yeah.
I thought that kind of defeats the purpose of bleach. I thought the whole point of bleach was to be bleach.
Yeah, it's to make things white, not to make things smell like chemicals.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems to me that bleach is beside. I think of bleach more as a product beyond laundry. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, well, there you go. You're branching out.
Yeah. Bleach, white vinegar. I use white vinegar in replacement of a lot of cleaning products.
Oh, absolutely. White vinegar, baking soda.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'd be okay working as a I was going to say cleaning lady.
in the 1800s.
Well,
Sure.
I was going to say cleaning lady, and I know that's what is it? It's gendist. Is it gender racist or
You're a gender racist. I
gender
think we should
racist?
coin that term. That sounds like fun.
I don't know, sure. I don't know. Whatever gets the click, right? I'm a gender racist. I can live with that if
Chuck,
I
we're a
need to be.
noted gender racist.
It's yeah, there are more women in cleaning jobs, I think, than men.
Sure.
And if you want to get angry about that,
Talk to society.
I think it just comes down to the fact that you can't even pay a man to fucking clean up after himself.
No, men are pigs.
Yeah, you can't even
Men are pigs.
like if you look at this shot that we have, our little video shot, it looks like a fairly organized place that we're
Yeah.
sitting in. But if you were to turn the camera around,
Monstrous.
it looks like you ever seen those rail yards where somebody's broken into an Amazon warehouse and there's just shit
Yeah.
scattered all over the rail
Yeah.
yard? That's pretty much what we're dealing with.
You ever seen an episode of Hoarders?
I don't have enough stuff, I don't think, to be a hoarder.
Not yet. There's still time. You still throw your garbage out
Oh yeah.
outside. As soon as you decide
Oh,
that, you know what, I'm
I'm gonna hang on to my garbage.
going to hang on to this garbage because this is full of memories.
Well, part of that is I have a garbage chute in my building,
Bliss.
and the wonderful a garbage chute is a lot of fun.
Although
Not
you
gonna lie.
can't call your balcony a garbage chute. Throwing stuff off your balcony.
No, I don't. I can't throw stuff off
Garbage
my balcony
box.
because I have a pigeon net up.
I think it's a suicide net and they just didn't
No,
want to say.
no, it's not strong enough.
Have you tried?
It's not strong enough.
Thrown yourself against
No, but
it a
I've
few times.
pushed against it with my hands and kind of, tested the fence as like as if I was a raptor in Jurassic Park, just kind of testing the fence all along, make sure it's all electrified. And because I was thinking what it was is I was hanging up Christmas lights, and I was standing on a ladder,
No.
and I wanted to know if I could, if I went up to the next level of the ladder and I did fall into the net, would it
What?
prevent
Yeah.
me plummeting hundreds of feet to the concrete ground below? And so I did like the old, just kind of a hands out, test the fence.
Fair.
No, too much give is the
Oh,
problem. It
way
had
too much
it had
give.
way too much give, even though it's way too much give. And I thought, worst case scenario, I'm going to be caught between the balcony glass railing and the net behind it.
So
And so
bad.
now I'm like
Wedged.
I'm like a trapped porpoise on my own balcony. And I mean, great for the firemen, right? Who have to come and save me.
They like a story. They like to trade
Days later,
stories.
days later when they arrive.
Baking in the sun. They're like, oh, someone's smoking ribs.
No, I'm on the north side, so I'd be okay for a couple of days. I'd be okay. Well, that would be the other problem if management finds my smoker. I don't know if we'll have to have a smoker. Fortunately, it's in a blind spot on my balcony, so nobody can see it. It's
except for the pigeons. But I don't think that was an accurate test because if you fell,
my lease clearly
rail.
stated that there were no barbecues allowed, and the box that my smoker came in clearly stated that it was not a barbecue.
Not a barbecue.
So swish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Letter of the law.
But anyway, yeah, episode 20.
Episode 20. And
Episode 20
for our people who are listening to this, you are probably wondering what's wrong with Chuck's head.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing Fun Day Mondays with my daughter. She's 17 years old, and so as a result, it's difficult to find things that will entertain both of us at the same time equally. Right?
Fair.
Now, I could offer just to like go to the park and get high with her, and I think that would probably, go smoke a joint with my 17-year-old daughter. That would be
Fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun. But I think that would be too easy for us to just be doing that all the time, right? So if I allow it to, if it happens once, it'll happen forever all the time. So we like to, you go smoke weed with your friends in the park, and I'll stay here at home and smoke weed just here on the balcony.
This is grown-up weed.
What her weed is, I don't know what's in her weed. I wouldn't trust to smoke her weed. I wouldn't trust to smoke a 17-year-old's weed. I mean, I don't know where she's getting her weed from, but I do not trust that she's getting it from a proper source. That's the thing, is if you're underage, you're kind of still living in like the 2000s
buying oregano
weed era.
from some guy with an iguana.
Did you ever get ripped off on a marijuana deal as a young kid? I did in Vancouver. It was in Vancouver on Granville Street in Vancouver was where all the movie theaters were. And well, not all of them, but there was a whole bunch of movie theaters on Granville Street. And it's kind of where the teenagers went and just hung out and,
Teens.
yeah, 13, 14, 15 year olds, right? You don't have any money to do anything. So you're just kind of hanging
Yeah.
out.
Your
But it
parents
was,
don't want you at home.
well, it was also where there was a lot of, I guess we'd call them unhoused people. Generally speaking, it was just people that had shown up from the rest of the country and they.
I don't think a single homeless person has ever been offended at being called home. Are there
Yeah.
homeless people sitting around being like, "I'm unhoused"?
Yeah,
Like,
homeless
okay,
isn't is without home. It's just it's I don't want to get
yeah.
into a whole R word thing, but
Well,
some terms are clinical. But
I just don't think changing the word solves the problem.
and at that time that would have been the 80s. In the 80s, I don't know who those people were on the streets, but they were like people I guess in their 20s and 30s who were like the people that hung out there. And I don't know what their deal was, but as a teenager, like it was this exciting shifty world of downtown. Exactly. And they would walk up and down Granville Street saying, you want some pot hash, pot hash, pot hash, and they're offering to sell you weed, right? And it's like one of those things that if somebody asks you one time, "Do you want a sandwich?" You might say no. But if they ask you 1,000 times if you want a
I
sandwich,
might be a little peckish.
yeah, eventually, yeah, all right, I go give me 12 sandwiches.
Yeah.
And so at some point, me and a couple of my friends were like, yeah, all right, let's, how much, we all pitch in our $10. We got $30. And the guy says, it's going to be, all right, $30. And he gave us like a tiny little roach. He took us to like this parking garage stairwell, right? And he gave us this little roach to smoke. And he was like, okay, I have to go get the weed. And all of us being first timers, even to like, I'd never been properly ripped off before.
Okay.
Yeah, just a trusting, innocent. I'm going to Catholic school, reading a lot about Jesus, right? People are nice and friendly, right? This guy's probably he's a good marijuana Samaritan, right? And anyway, so yeah, he was, I'll be right back. And, to this day, he has not returned. I go back every time I'm in Vancouver, I go back to the parking garage, see if he's left a note or something.
I just can't believe you're not worried about what happened to him because he probably got jumped.
I don't know, but that was, yeah, he was, we just handed over $30. But then I will say for, the low price of $10, I have learned a valuable lesson to never trust anyone again.
Yeah.
And that has served me very well.
Valuable lesson.
That has served me very well. There are many people that have had their hand out and I've said, nice try.
Sorry. Happened to me once. Yeah. Well, the Catholic Church made me not trust anyone. So
Really?
different lanes. Yeah. Weed was not part of my high school experience. We were not,
Well, that was
first of all, we called it umbanji.
Oh yeah, in Africa.
yeah.
What is it drinking? You're all drinking?
We were drinking, but we weren't drinking like we would drink in Canada. We were like not binge drinking.
Oh, you were like European style drinking.
We were European style drinking. And I don't know if there was a drinking age. And if there was, nobody was enforcing it.
Nobody was bringing it up.
No,
I don't think. I think outside of like the Western world, like I don't think in Asia there's a drinking age. I mean, I'm just going by videos I've seen of children smoking cigarettes and drinking beers in Cambodia. That I don't think that it's.
That's just for the tourists.
If you can pay your bar tab, okay, little fella.
Sure.
You
don't even have to reach the bar.
Diapers welcome here.
Come on in.
Yeah. At the Go-Go Dancer Bar. It's very much a culture thing.
Yeah, no, we would drink, but even that we didn't do a lot of. We'd get offered weed, especially when we were up at Victoria Falls. They'd be like
For the tourists.
Yeah, it'd be like Mbanji or Nyami Nyami, which was like the god of the Zambezi River. So there'd be like snake sculptures they would try to sell you. Like, no. Plus, I was very influenced by that "This Is Your Brain, This Is Your Brain on Drugs" anti-drug ad from the 80s where they just fried the egg in the pan. That one's good.
That one worked on you?
Oh, no.
Did you have a thing for Nancy Reagan?
No, I just had a thing for fried eggs.
For fried.
I don't want all that cholesterol in my brain.
Oh, Oh, because you have a different kind of thing for fried eggs. You have an aversion because to me, I'm just thinking, yeah, because usually when I smoke a joint, I'm thinking I can go for some eggs.
I could go for some eggs. And Nancy Reagan's looking pretty hot right now.
Nancy Reagan's always looking hot. It's the great thing about only weighing like 12 pounds is that clothes are always going to look good on you because they're just hanging off your shoulder blades.
Just like your skin.
Yeah. Although I will say that as those women age, they have a tendency to hunch.
They
And
bend
when they
over. Oh,
hunt,
that was not.
and when they
God
hunch,
damn
it
it.
has a tendency to ruin the line of the dress.
True. Not a lot of ladies can pull off a nice hump.
Nice hump.
Some of
Well,
them can.
guys can pull off a hump because I just think a suit jacket is better built for hump. Like a suit jacket is a pretty utilitarian thing in that if you wear it differently, you can hide different things.
True. Plus,
Right?
there's no famous lady hunchbacks.
Ooh,
Name one.
Name one famous lady hunchback.
Quasimodette didn't exist.
No, I was gonna say Helen.
Helen of Hump.
No, she was the White House press correspondent for like the Associated Press for like 1,000 years, and
Not that
Helen.
famous. You can't remember her name.
Well, I remembered half her name. I remembered the name they kept saying.
There's a
Helen.
million Helens.
They'd point at her and say, Helen. Yeah, but how many of them have been White House correspondents for 60 goddamn years?
Hunchback Helen.
Hunchback Helen. She had a nice hump going. She's a handsome woman, too. She's a very handsome woman. But you're right. As far as, I mean, outside, there's Quasimodo, like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Other than that, I don't know a lot of famous humped men either.
Oh, the Hunchback of Cologne, the Hunchback.
Okay, yeah, but these are okay. Give me a non-church bell based hunchback.
Well, no, you need a.
No, I think those are all
Gordon the Hunchback.
And also, let's keep in mind that Quasimodo isn't like that. He's not real.
He's based on. He's an based on an amalgamation of several semi-famous French hunchbacks. I'm not telling anyone stuff they don't already know. I don't want to talk down to our listeners. Everyone knows this.
Everyone knows this.
This is basic stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's something to look up. That's something we can look up. There's a segment.
Famous hunchbacks. Our famous hunchback section. I think we will run out of segments.
I think that's one of those things that's like it's like the game ender, right? When you play, have you ever played geography? The word game geography, where you name a place and then I have to name a place with the last letter of the name you have placed.
Yeah.
And so there's a few like, Ajax. And so, X is particularly. Can you name a place that starts with
Xylophone, Nebraska?
Okay, you're making that up.
No, that's very insulting to the good people of Xylophone, Nebraska.
I see. But the problem is you have an honest tone.
It's true.
And you smile when you lie. You're very good at that with the cheerful lying.
Yeah.
And so I don't know whether
they sell the lie.
I don't know. Well, I was thinking, is Xanadu with an X?
Yes.
Now, is that a real place or is that a fictional place where
exists in your
hunchbacks live?
No, that's where Olivia Newton-John has to be buried.
Well, I know it's a movie. Xanadu? Was that with Olivia Newton-John?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought that might have been a Bo Derek project.
No.
No? Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I just when I heard the word Xanadu, I think Bo Derek. I don't know. I guess because maybe Bo Derek was like the sexy. She was in the sexy movies when I was a kid. She was in, what is it? The one with Dudley Moore where he's running across the hot sand. 10.
Sure. That's the only Bo Derek movie I could name.
And then also
I remember her picture with the braids. I remember that.
Yes, the picture with the
braids. Like he went to Jamaica on vacation and came back with some culturally inappropriate hair, but we didn't care in the late 70s, early 80s.
No, it's one of those things where the reason why you get the puka shells in your hair is not because you want to get puka shells in your hair. It's because once you've done that, and I recommend you do it on day one of your vacation, people will stop asking you on the beach, do you want puka shells in your hair? Right? It's the same as like buy all your souvenirs at the airport when you arrive and wear them for your entire stay in Jamaica. And then the only people that are walking up to you trying to sell you weed. right?
Oh,
They're trying
perfect.
to sell you something you don't have. If you're all puka shelled up, you got the necklace, you got them in your hair, you're all covered in, jojoba
They're
butter.
like, this guy needs to be high.
You've got a couple of pictures of guys digging out canoes, paintings of guys digging out canoes tucked under your arms, right? You're wearing whatever the local shirt is. There's always a local shirt, right? It might be a Hawaiian style shirt,
Yep.
might be one of those kind of big African style pullover
Might be a
style shirts.
sunburn with nipples. You don't know.
Yeah, maybe one of those the white shirts with the better body painted on it. I could go for one of them. Yeah.
Oh, I've been never bothered by people on beaches. Everyone warned me in Mexico. They're like, oh, you're going to be
Really?
bothered all day.
Oh, I get
I sat
people are
down,
people
I
are offering to.
screamed, everyone fuck off. And then everyone left me alone. It was fine. No, I just say no.
Although, let's be honest, if the two of us were lying on the beach, or the two of us are sitting in our chairs on the beach,
Yeah,
who's the first guy you talk to out of the two of us?
you,
Yeah,
because you
every
look
day.
rich.
Well, no, I think it's because I look fundamentally like I have already purchased more things than you have in the world, particularly if they're food-based things,
Yeah.
right? I seem like more of a consumer than you do.
If you feel like a king. You're like, who is
That's
this rich,
part of that.
thick king?
Part of the reason why is because on the beach I like to sit back,
Yeah.
right, in a low chair, and the sit back position. It's a very regal sitting position for me. It's a very regal sitting position. I look good sitting back. It's just if we're on camera, I get sensitive about my belly looking big because my belly's now closer to the camera. We've discussed that many times about how I create the illusion, right? And then that's why I got the Buddha
Well,
on my shirt, so people will be looking at the Buddha's belly instead of my belly. That's
how's that
part of
working
it.
out?
I don't know. We'll see what the feedback
Mm,
brings. Yeah, this is
Makes me feel like I need
this
to
is
fix
this
my
is this
prescription.
is the Buddha with a Santa hat on, right? And this is in case you want to be one with everything for Christmas.
I would like one of everything
Well,
for
this
Christmas.
this would be the guy to talk to. Now this of course is the Chinese Buddha. I don't know if you're aware of this. The two different Buddhas.
There's a lot of different Buddhas.
Well, in my mind there's two. There's two images of Buddha that I'm familiar with. One is the Thai Buddha, right? He's got the pointy hat thing going on,
Yeah.
right? And he praying, and looks like he's in pretty good shape, right? Looks like he's
Buff
up,
Buddha.
he's up early. He's eating the pineapple. He's riding an elephant, doing his Pilates, right? Down on the beach, he's collecting coconuts and eating fish.
Having a good time in Phuket.
Exactly. Where else would you want to be the Buddha
Yeah.
other than Phuket? But it seems like he's like a go getter kind of Buddha, right?
Active Buddha.
Yeah, up early. Whereas the Chinese Buddha, the one here represented on the shirt I'm wearing, fat guy,
Yeah.
sitting on his bag of money,
Yep.
laughing his ass off.
Just having a good time eating lotus root.
And I don't know if he's eating lotus fruit, but I'm willing to bet he probably has ice cream sandwiches in his freezer,
I
right?
mean, if he's got
Like
a freezer, he's already winning.
yeah.
He's winning the game.
Well, the Santa hat is the indication that he's winter friendly.
Winter Buddha.
Yeah, he's winter aware anyway. It would be the kind of thing that like the prime minister would give him if he came over here on a diplomatic mission.
There's a little Canadian flag or something with a beaver on it, and
And
here
he hadn't
is
been
Santa hat.
and he hadn't been dead for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't to be honest, I don't know when the Buddha lived. I know when Jesus lived because apparently we're still keeping track.
Yeah, Middle Eastern Buddha. That's what I call it. Jesus. Everyone's just
Middle Eastern Buddha.
everything is Buddha adjacent.
Everything is Buddha. You think Buddha's the OG? Is
Who's
Buddha the
Buddha?
OG? What is I mean of
Someone
the
in Mesopotamia.
well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure that Stonehenge is older than all of the organized religions, isn't it? And that's just a bunch of people like who I don't
Just a
know.
bunch of druids licking toads and doing shrooms.
I don't know.
You know,
I
what
did
happens
see
when
a
you do
thing
this?
on the Stonehenge thing where it showed how far they had to pull those rocks.
Pretty far.
That seems, yeah, that seems like the kind of thing you'd get slaves to do.
But you also had nothing to do.
It's true. You're not spending
There's
a
no
lot of, those guys
TV.
weren't spending a lot of time on their phones.
No, you're not like sending messages to each other with pigeons.
But I would also think that, well, maybe no, the land's pretty abundant in England in terms of like, I
Well,
don't
back
think
then, before they cut everything down.
before they cut everything down, I think there's some places in the world where worrying about what you're going to eat isn't as much of a problem.
Yeah, I mean, you knew that what you were going to eat was going to end up being gray and pretty tasteless, but you knew that it
Well,
was
no,
going to fill you up.
I think that came later. I think if you're just, in England, there'd be plenty of game and
Yeah.
things that you can grow and things that grow on their own. And
Are there spices
well,
right now?
it's just living in like we live in a fairly northern climate here in Canada, and in Canada, there's plenty of times of the year where you can eat what you want, but plan ahead, right? I mean, that's the great thing about
Stock up.
Jean Paul, who's guest a friend of the show, Jean
Friend of
Paul.
the pod.
He was always talking about what he loves about going to the islands is that you can just like walk up to a mango tree and grab a mango.
It was, I will say, it was very nice having access to a lot of tropical fruit,
It's just growing everywhere.
which is grown.
Yeah, yeah. The Vancouver kind of has that in that because it's in a rainforest and whatnot, and there are certain times of the year where it is particularly wet, and so things just grow everywhere. And in Vancouver, you will find blackberry bushes
Yeah.
growing like out of a dumpster.
The sweetest of blackberries.
They're delicious. They are. All blackberries are delicious, in my opinion. But like you'll see like blackberries are one of those things that grow like weeds in Vancouver. Like you'll be walking through and all of a sudden you'll see this giant and it's growing like as if a weed would. Like this is an unkept piece of property. And blackberries are one of the first things that start to grow there. In Toronto, I don't know what the first thing that starts to grow is. Probably just the homeless encampment.
Yeah, just hobos.
That was the first time I noticed the homeless encampments was Halifax because they were all
They
had
all they
they
had them
had
all downtown.
well they also they were people were camping on like the medians in the middle of like a 4-lane street.
It was a good. I mean, they used to do that in Toronto. You used to pull off the DVP, and there'd be like all these tents under the no, under the Gardner, and then they
Down
moved
by the
them
Bayview extension.
just on the Gardner, like and getting off at Spadina. There were always a bunch of tents, and
Really?
then they all disappeared. And we're like, well, where'd they go?
Well,
It's like, oh, we just told them to go somewhere else.
I think also what they did is
It's for tourism.
they started putting in like the what do they call it? It's like anti loitering
Oh,
architecture,
yes.
right? Like the ground's all covered in spikes
They
type
didn't
of thing.
care.
Well, they put in rocks and stuff like that,
Like
so
it was
you
covered
can't
in broken glass when we got here.
exactly. I just think like those benches that you can't lie down on.
Rude.
What's the point? Don't put a bench in then. Just don't let anybody ever be comfortable.
It's when they do that in airports. I'm like, what? They're like, well, we don't want anyone sleeping in the airport. It was like, well, then you got to make sure
Yeah,
that I
maybe
never miss a flight and that
not
my
even
flights are never delayed and that all my connections are perfect.
well,
How dare you?
what bothers me about that thinking is, do you think you're going to live in a world where people don't have to sleep at the airport?
Yeah, it's not my world.
No,
I've slept
but
in the airport a million
but
times.
that world's never going to exist where people don't miss their flight or their flight's canceled or there's a snowstorm or whatever the hell's going on. So, I mean, some airports now they're getting smarter because they just charge you $20 to sleep in a tube. One of them sleep pods.
Capital
They
hotels.
call it a sleep pod,
It's
which is much better than saying, wall tube.
please enjoy this tube.
Why don't you sleep in your wall tube there? We'll lock you in good and tight.
Yep.
Yeah. And,
Enjoy filling it with your farts.
exactly.
It will not take long.
Just read this pamphlet on the benefits of buying a sarcophagus in advance.
Mm.
How do you want to be buried?
I know, just
At the airport?
at the airport. If you could stick me at the airport, if you could just have me at the luggage carousel all the time, so it'd be like, oh god, that guy's having a bad day. Just make everyone feel better. No, just burn me up or
Yeah.
donate me to science if you want
Do we gotta
to
take
use my parts.
take you to the Ganges and burn you up? You were big on the Buddha.
No,
I guess that's
it's
more of a Hindu tradition, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, just leave me out on a mountain and let like animals scavenge my bones. I don't really care
Oh,
what happens.
yeah. What do
But science is fine. I would like to know what you're using me for. That like if I'm in like an anatomy lab, that's fine. But if you're like, oh, I wonder what happens if you like slingshot a human out of
well, that sounds actually more entertaining than being in an
just don't want to be
anatomy class with a
smashed.
bunch of students poking at you.
They're
I'd
very
no,
respectful.
I would much rather put
They
don't.
never make fun of the genitals.
I would much rather you test the effects of non-helmet injuries on my corpse.
We're using formerly live crash test dummies.
Yeah. Have you ever taken a big hit to the head?
Oh yeah, all the time.
You mean all the time?
When I was a kid, I used to pass. I used to cry and then not breathe in, and then I would pass out. Uh,
Really?
and I would hit my head is covered in scars. Yeah, I fell into a fire pit one time.
I watched a kid fall into a fire once in and it's one of those memories that stuck because he was
Because you
so
pushed him back in.
no, he was so perfectly like lit. It was dark,
Because he was
dark,
on
dark scene all around us. There you go. Dark scene all around us.
stand.
Campfire, right? You know, and there's like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of us kids and a couple of camp counselors sitting around, and we're, you know, the fire's going, and this kid decides like we were going to build the fire back up for a while, right? And he had gone out, collected a whole bunch of wood, right? Like it was like his thing he was going to do.
Nerd.
Loaded a whole bunch of wood on top of this fire, and then crouched down low, and he was like literally right in front of me. Crouched down low,
And that's
and
when you pushed him?
no, started in with the long, steady,
Dude.
and but he just kept going, and he just kept going, and he just kept going, and I watched it. The only other time I've seen it was the when Mike Tyson knocked out Buster Douglas, and he punched him, and Buster Douglas for a brief second looked like he was going to get back up, and then the life just left his eyes completely. Like you could watch him losing consciousness in his eyes. That's what happened to the kid. Like this kid was just, and I guess he hyperventilated himself into passing out. But when he did that, right before he actually passed out, he kind of had that moment like, oh,
Oh, I should
I
stand
think
up.
exactly. I think I'm
I should quickly stand up right now. That's what will fix this.
and he got about halfway to standing up, and all that did was give him the right leverage point to fall directly face first into a campfire that he had just stoked the absolute hell out of, and so it was really going. And I don't know how old I was. I was a young kid, but I remember just watching it like a car accident. Like he would have completely melted. I took no action to save his life.
Like, I
One of
love
the
this scene
one of
in
the
Raiders of the Ark.
one of the counselors grabbed him and like threw him away from the fire, and he ended up being kind of okay. He wasn't in the fire for very long, but yeah, he face first into a campfire. But
That's
so hang on, so you would why? What's causing your hyperventilating? Just panic?
just crying about, I don't know, whatever stuff kids cry about, and I would just not breathe in.
Okay, yeah, but you know, I have 2 kids. My kids don't cry all the time.
You're not hitting them hard enough.
All right. Were you getting beaten on, and
I
that's
don't
why you're
think so. I
crying?
don't remember any of these. These are just stories that I've been
You've been told.
told. Yeah.
Okay.
But
All
I've had
right.
to go for the last time I had to go for stitches was grade 9 when I got punched in the face.
By
My bully,
oh, you had a bully.
and then I slipped on a puddle of water because it was the winter, and then I cut my head open on a Coke machine, like the little change lever on a 1980s era Coke machine.
Wow. So it's very clear to me that no one's ever like sat you down and taught you how to properly brag.
I mean, I don't know if I would brag about getting stitches in my
Well,
head.
that's the thing that I'm saying, you know, because yeah, you're not coming off good in these stories. You know,
No, I'm trying to be a sympathetic character.
I don't know.
The face.
Well, I mean, if all you're gonna do is
Face of my face.
cry until you hyperventilate and pass out, I'm gonna, you know, take away the middleman and just knock you the fuck out.
Well, if he'd made me cry, he wouldn't have had to punch me. He would have
That's
would have just made me cry, and I would have cut my head open all by
But
myself.
do a lot of things make you cry though?
No,
No.
no.
I find
I've
now that I've got
heart of stone.
oh no, now that I've got kids, I'm soft. I'm like remarkably soft on you know, like long distance commercials and
Oh,
any trick in a movie that's designed to make you cry, to make you feel,
works on you.
I feel way too much. Well, no, not way too much. It's probably a healthy amount, but I feel that it's way too much. I feel like
50% of Sarah McLachlan songs.
no, I can still dodge a Sarah McLachlan song.
Even the one in the SPCA.
That's the problem is sad pets Um, you've gone too far is the problem, right? Like if you whisper, cry, you're probably going to get me to cry. But if you're screaming in my face, cry, you fucking pussy, just cry, much less likely. And the sad
I'm
dog,
not going to stop yelling it in your face. I don't care.
I find the sad dog
Still doing it.
combined with the Sarah McLachlan is it's like they've gone so far that they've come all the way around the earth again, and I don't care anymore.
I am sad when my dogs die. That's when I'm
Well, yeah.
the most sad. When B died,
how many
Jack
dogs
Russell,
are dying on you?
just two
Oh,
so far.
okay. All
I
right.
mean, one of them I technically I killed her myself, but I was still
I
crying when I did it.
I had a cat that didn't start as my cat, started as my ex's cat, but I knew him for a long time. And like when I met him, he was an old cat. And then you cut off his leg, separate incident.
I don't remember this. I'm sure I
And
did.
Buddy the cat. Yeah. Yeah. I don't
Did it
know.
grow back? Did I do
I
a
don't
good
even
job?
know. Hang on. I don't know if you cut off his leg.
I don't
It
remember.
just, it grow
I
back.
think I would remember.
It did not grow back.
Okay, it might have been me then.
But considering the fact, like at the time he got the leg cut off, he was pretty fat. He was already pretty old. He actually lost a lot of weight and got into pretty good shape. Like he was in a much better shape with 3 legs than he had ever been in 4.
Well, he lost a leg's amount worth of weight. Yeah, my 3-legged Jack Russell was fit.
Yeah.
She was real fit.
You gotta make sure the rest of you is kind of well put together. And
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, and it was a rear leg that he lost. So like that, that's a pusher
Oh
leg.
God.
Yeah.
No, I had to cancel a gig the day that B died, and I had to call
Oh
in
yeah.
twice because the first message I left was, and then 10 minutes later, I'm like, "Hi, that was Ted before.
That was Ted.
I just I need to cancel my gig tonight because I'm real sad."
Oh, I don't know if I've ever canceled a show because of sad. Sick. Sick
Oh, it's so
once or
bad.
twice.
It's like I can't.
Although to be honest, I will do the gig sick if I'm capable.
If I have enough energy, it takes a lot of energy to do a gig. So
Yeah, certainly. Well,
if I don't think I'm going to do a good job
depending
because
upon the gig, like I'll do a spot if I'm sick, no problem.
yeah,
Like open mics, if you see a comedian cough or sneeze at an open mic, they're highly contagious. They just don't care about you at all.
no,
But like I remember on the IG tour, one of the tours for like one of the legs of it out in the Maritimes. It was I sat in the back seat with the window open because like I told the other people on the tour, I'm pretty sure I'm like viciously contagious right now. I'm like I shouldn't even really be on tour, but I need the money, and everyone kind of understood. It's like, all right.
I'll stick you on the roof.
Well, it's one of those things where you're doing say 15 shows and you're sick for show 5 through 7, but you don't want to say that you're sick because you're worried about just losing the whole
I don't want to
tour.
lose the whole thing. I got sick in between legs of
Oh yeah.
the IG tour. That was smart. I was like, okay, we got 3 days off in Vancouver. Great. I will spend them lying in this hotel room.
Yeah, just sitting in the
Just
sauna drinking
being
orange juice.
sick.
That's my cure for everything, sauna and orange juice.
All right.
Yeah, sweat it out, pour it in. The orange juice.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feed a fever, starve a cold, or the other one. I don't know. My mother was full of
It might be
homespun wisdom that was
it might be completely
lies.
placebo effect for me, but whenever I feel the cold coming on, I'll go out and just
Sit in your smoker.
I'll sit my smoker.
Smoj.
Sit my smoker. No, but I will not lower my cigarette intake, but I will chug.
This will dry out
I will go buy like a $20 1-liter freshly squeezed orange juice and just chug that and be like, all right, that should take care of it.
I'm good.
It's both a blessing and a curse to have a strong, I guess, constitution.
Sure.
Is what people would call it. Because
D&D.
I've never been particularly sick. But then as a result, I'm not cautious about getting sick in the way that I probably should be.
Oh, I like to pick things up. I get a nasty fever like once a year.
Really?
Yeah. Usually when I'm traveling. I was in Vegas for a conference one year and I
Colds
was having lunch with a classmate of mine, and halfway through lunch, I'm like, "Oh, I feel a little bit weird." And then by the time I walked back to my hotel, I'm like, "I'm very sick," and then just spent 24 hours sweating and moaning and groaning. I would go from bed to bed with like, this bed is so
Is that like a
wet now. I
flu or a food poisoning?
think it was a flu.
Yeah. Yeah, flu can come on quick. I always find you get that little thing in the back of your throat. It's like you might want to head down to the drugstore and pick up some stuff.
I had gambling fever.
Gambling fever. Yeah, Vegas is what a terrible place to be sick.
Ugh.
Yeah, I
Just not
remember.
home and being sick
Well,
is miserable.
there used to be this gig in the Dominican Republic, which was a lot of fun because you'd go down there for the week, and you only had to do like two stand-up comedy shows, one of
Easy
which was
peasy.
usually canceled. So you'd basically go down there for a week for one comedy show. Wonderful.
Great.
And I remember I went down there with Johnny Guardhouse one time, and I have in places like an all-inclusive resort, I live by a couple of fairly strict rules, food-wise, right? Like there's some foods that I will just
No
avoid.
salad.
Sometimes I'll have salad. It depends on it. But yeah, salad is tricky because you don't know the level of wash and you don't know
Yeah.
the level of water that it was washed in.
Yeah.
And it might be water that just isn't compatible with my ecosystem at home. And but like a lot of eggs, eat a lot of eggs because God's little sanitary
Yeah.
container. They all come in their
Yeah.
in their own little sanitary
No one's ever
container.
gotten sick from eating eggs.
But I don't eat deli meats or anything that may have been sitting in the sun for a while, right? Like because it's a big buffet you're eating at most of the time. So if anything, like high traffic items, I'll eat high traffic items, but nothing that looks like it. They're trying to move it.
Like
It's
if
been there for a bit.
it's good enough for the flies, it's good enough for me.
And Johnny came back. We were eating lunch, and he came back, and it was show night, and he came back to the table at lunch, and he ate these cold cuts. And right after he finished them, he looked at me. He was like, "Hmm, that kind of tasted funny." And then cut to us at dinner before the show, and like we went to like the fancy restaurant that you're allowed to go to like once
Oh, you
for
have
the
to
week.
sign up for in the
Yeah, we
first
signed
day
up
you get
for it. It
there.
was a big Italian restaurant, and it was big to do. And it's like, you can everybody's still sitting in there wearing, their swimsuit and flip flops, right? Like it's a bit of a juxtaposition. And like Johnny's entree arrived, and Johnny was like, "Yeah, I gotta go." And then during the show that night, he got through the show. He went up first, did his thing. When we did the little pass off handshake, he was like, "I'm just gonna go lie down."
But
And he went to the bathroom and evacuated out of every way you can evacuate. And then for my whole set, just like laid down beside the stage and waited. And I finished my show and I couldn't believe it, but he got up to like close the show out. He got up,
oh
a
no.
true showbiz
No.
professional, and he was no exaggeration greener than my hair currently is. Like he was legitimately green. And this was after we had spent a week in the sun. He had a pretty good tan. And it was nuts. And he was just, and he had been throwing up and having diarrhea and just like he was, and yeah, that was, and it was just one of those things. It was, yeah, always validated on the food choices you make when somebody makes a terrible decision.
I'm pretty strong with food. I think being inoculated in the third world as a child,
Yeah,
I think
you
really
probably
helped.
have a good gut
I'm
ecosystem.
sure there's all kinds of international bugs still hanging out in there.
I think but I do believe that travel early gets your body used to things aren't always going to be the same.
Yeah, lick stuff. See
Lick
the world
stuff,
and lick
see the
stuff.
world, lick a building.
Yeah, eat something that you had to like wave a bunch of flies off before you eat it.
That I don't know if I can do. I'm uh flies.
Oh, some of the meat I ate, I'm
It's not that
sure
flies are dirty or anything
they
like
are.
that. Are they dirty?
Well, it depends on what they've been walking on first. If they've been walking
True.
on a delicious pile of shit and then they go over and walk on your delicious raw hamburger,
That could be
you're
an
getting a
issue.
little shit burger.
Okay, that could be an issue. For me, the issue with flies being around is is
The
like
noise. You don't
the
like the
buzzing and the
noises.
flying around.
Noise. I don't mind the pestilence, but the
I'd
noise.
be much cooler with ants being all over everything than
Oh,
flies
it's the
being all over
worst
everything.
part of locusts, the noise they make.
I find the buzzing very soothing. It's like a nice white noise, right? And
Like us.
Pharaoh's going to be upset about this one, right? Whenever I hear them locusts, I think, oh, the Pharaoh's going to be kicking himself.
They're just a lot bigger than you think they're going to be.
The locusts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when they jump and hit you, you're like, oof, knock you right off balance. You're like, what the fuck was that?
Well,
It's
I
like, it's
remember
a locust.
there's something that Ontario has a little bit of, is every once in a while there's all the caterpillars that go a little bit
Yeah.
crazy, right? And then it's like a seasonal thing.
Yeah, gypsy moths.
Is that what it is? Gypsy moths?
One of them.
Well, the first time I had never out west. We don't have that in our rainforest type setting. I guess because we have butterflies instead. I don't know if I don't know.
I
I don't
hate
know
to
what
tell
the
you where
deal is.
butterflies come from, but they come from caterpillars.
Yeah, but it's not like here where it's like you look around and it looks like there's an alien takeover
Yeah.
of of all of these things. Like they're hanging off all of the trees. They're all on these little spider webby type, I don't know, jizz trails.
Yes, that's what they're called. Yep.
and and
Caterpillar jizz trails.
well, the first time I ever experienced it, we were walking through the woods, and I was like, it's like walking through a goddamn car wash full of caterpillars. And I had no idea what it was. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's
Stuck to my face.
caterpillars happens. I don't think it happens every year.
No, just on bad years.
Is it like a cicada thing where it's every like a certain number of years?
I don't know if the
It's like
gypsy moths were like an invasive species or something.
probably. Well,
But every now and then it seemed to be a big problem.
out west they had the
Can't climb my crabapple tree because there's caterpillars all over it.
it was some sort of beetle they had out west that was like, um, and the beetle it existed between the bark and the wood on a tree.
That's
It
a
would
good
burrow
spot.
in.
It's a
Well, it
good
turns
spot.
out that's also like the circulatory system
Yeah.
spot for the tree.
That's where your
And so
xylem and phloem is, guys.
I remember I went on tour out there, and you'd see like the entire side of a mountain just brown, which is not the right color.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
good. I was,
it's not. This isn't the
I was waiting
savannah.
for the bad part to
That
happen.
is the bad part. Well, because it's multiplied because then somebody lights a match and the entire side of the mountain is basically a match head. Just
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you've ever watched a forest fire burn, and it is both terrifying and cool.
I did. There was that one year that all of Canada seemed to be on fire, and like everywhere I flew for gigs,
Okay, yeah.
there you'd be like, oh, that's on fire. Even when I went up to
Well,
Yellowknife, I'm like, why is Yellowknife on? You guys don't even have trees up here. What is burning?
I don't think people understand um, how the scale of our country, the scale of Canada.
Very big.
Like every year in British Columbia, every single summer, there's hundreds of fires burning.
Yeah.
Now, and a lot of those, in fact, most of those are in areas where there isn't anybody. And so they were called no response zones. So they just let them burn
Yeah.
until
We don't
they
care.
get to a point where it looks like they might encroach on, basically
Our stuff.
humanity, until they start rolling close to something that is pricey.
It's like I paid for this.
And I remember I did a canoe trip in the Northwest Territories, and we were in a no response zone, which meant like if something went sideways for us on our trip, mm, tough luck.
Yeah.
Like
Enjoy.
they're not going to come fly you out.
Enjoy
if
your
there's a
final
forest
resting
fire.
place.
Yeah, well, we brought a satellite thing with us that
So they could find the bodies.
Well, this was back in early '90s, so it was pre GPS being everywhere. So it was like a satellite tracking beacon. It was like an airplane thing. It was kind of that
We
like,
carried our own black box.
if you set it off and you're not an airplane that goes down, they're going to fine you like $10,000. But it's kind of worth it because the only reason you set it off is please come save us.
Help
Something.
me. I'm worth $10,000.
Our canoe trip has turned into the third act of deliverance, and we would very much like to get out of this.
Yeah, because I do not like banjo music.
I love the banjo music. It's the hillbilly rape frowned upon.
See, for me, it's the music.
It's the music.
It's the music for
See,
me.
and this is why we get along,
Yeah.
right? Because I can listen to the banjo music with the little inbred kid on the front porch,
Yeah.
and you can stroke it to Ned Beatty taking it and squeal like a pig.
Mm. Oh, famous rape survivor Ned Beatty,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Is he no longer with
He's
us?
no longer with us.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
It's a shame. He was a wonderful actor.
He was a wonderful actor.
I liked him in the Superman movies.
Otisburg. Oh, Otis.
Otisburg, is that? Yeah.
His name was Otis.
I wouldn't have been able to pull that name out. That was good. So I don't know if we actually got to anything today.
We
Did
got
we get?
nothing. We got 5 minutes
Yeah.
to talk about stuff.
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing of it is we feel now after 20 episodes. Are you feeling prepared?
I'm feeling prepared. I think I'm prepared to podcast.
I'm feeling pretty prepared too. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a rebrand and then a relaunch next week.
We're just going to call it podcast.
Well, we've got a couple of variations
Yeah.
on the happy distractions
Happy
or
distractions.
happily distracted.
Yeah. The TED Show featuring Chuck,
TED Show
which you keep
featuring
saying
Chuck.
no to. I don't know why.
I kind of like the TED Show featuring Chuck. It takes a lot of it might get me to shut up a little bit more. That might happen.
No,
Probably won't
no,
happen. But at least it would no.
no.
I don't think it.
I still think we should keep white noise in the mix, but I'm also convinced that that is already a podcast.
Oh, all right. Well, there's our thing to look up. All right.
But I like happy distractions.
I like happy distractions as well. And we managed to not talk too much. The last couple of episodes, we've kind of stayed out of what the state of the world.
Which is too bad because one of my happy distractions for the week was have you seen Iran's Lego-based AI propaganda
I've
films
seen
that
some.
they're putting
I
out?
have seen some of them,
They're
and
so
and
good. These diss tracks, oh,
they
so
they
catchy.
yeah, they are not. I don't think Gavin Newsom did it. He was, I think, and I can't believe it took like Trump's opposition so long to realize, stop making fun of how he's making fun of you and just start replying with making fun of him the same way.
He's got the thinnest skin.
Well, not just that, it's, like Trump's ridiculousness is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like it's entertainingly ridiculous. And so you have to fight him with ridiculous. You can't fight him with, you're going to fight Trump with facts.
Logic?
No, yeah. I mean, he's literally on both sides of every issue in the same answer.
It's amazing. It's
Every time.
amazing.
The war's going to end, everybody's going to come in and help us. We don't need their help. Well, pick a lane. Yeah.
The strait is open. The strait is closed. The strait is blockaded. The strait is open. Oh, finally, the strait that was open until we came over there is open again. What is my favorite thing?
I don't. Yeah, I think it would be safe to say, even though I do not know the current status of the Straits of Hormuz, and here we are on mid-April.
Yeah,
mid-April. We're going to say, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's closed. And I'm going to stick with that until like third week of May. I'll think about checking in on the news to see if it's even close. Because Donald Trump's been saying the war's over for like the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And
Israel's been like, no.
Yeah. Oh, Israel. I mean, you got to give it to Israel because they have managed to take over half of Lebanon with nobody saying really boo.
Yeah, and they weren't even fighting Lebanon.
Well, certainly nobody in North America saying boo.
No, everyone's like, Israel's always bombing Lebanon.
Well, their argument is that Iran finances the people fighting them out of South Lebanon. And therefore, I mean, they keep talking about wanting to create a buffer zone. It's like if British Columbia was at war with Ontario and it decided, what we need to do is we need to bomb everybody out of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba so that Ontario doesn't fuck with us anymore.
That'll teach them.
It's just insane.
Logic is wonderful.
How and really for Netanyahu, it seems like this is kind of like as soon as he stops bombing everybody, he's like out of office and probably going to
And
jail.
going to, yeah. So he's like, I need to keep bombing people, otherwise I go to jail. Which is a terrible reason to have a bomb dropped on you.
It is kind of
I'd be
yeah,
very upset. I was like, oh, like I don't want to die by having a bomb dropped on me, but I don't want to die by having that asshole's bomb dropped on me. Ugh.
yeah. That is kind of if you're gonna go, yeah, you don't want.
I know, I know.
I don't want the reason my village got blown up was so that people wouldn't read the Epstein files. Yeah, which they're eventually going to read unless they destroy them. I don't know if they're going to be able. I don't know if they can destroy them at this point.
No.
It's
They
probably.
just need to release the videos, which they're not going to do. But I also think the Epstein files are their own distraction now
I
because
don't know. They're not going to release the videos of people
Girls
committing
Gone
sex.
Wild? Are you kidding? Girls Gone Wild for the new millennium.
For the new millennium. I don't know if that's girls gone.
12-year-old Girls Gone Wild.
I think that would be more of
I
a
bet I could pitch that to Donald Trump and he would throw some money my way.
yeah, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get a broad audience.
A
Although
broad.
I will say that remember like all the big line of sex tapes.
Yeah.
There was the Kim Kardashian, the
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson. Now Pamela Anderson, somebody stole that from
Someone
them,
stole that.
but it's
Stole the safe it was in, and
is that what it was?
I think it was like the safe and
They stole the whole
like the
thing.
whole thing. And
Yeah.
they were like, oh, yeah,
Um,
that was bad. Kim Kardashian, I
well,
do think they leaked themselves.
no, there was a deal
Yeah.
made for that tape, and the Paris Hilton thing was I think the guy with her was the guy who
Yeah,
released
and
it.
everyone's like, oh, we can do this, but I'm like, I don't want to watch your sex tape.
The
I
Paris
want to watch my
the
sex tape.
Paris Hilton sex tape actually put an end to any of my interest in Paris Hilton because it was. I mean, imagine having sex with someone who won't get off their phone, right?
And there wasn't even that much interesting stuff on your phone at that point. That
No,
was still a flip phone.
yeah, a non-smartphone.
Oh,
Like just and texting with like what is it? T9 texting. So like, you know,
six, six,
beep
six,
beep
six, six.
beep
Oh my,
beep 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 boop beep boop beep boop beep boop
that's
beep beep.
exactly what it was like.
Hello. Beep beep boop beep boop beep boop 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 beep boop 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 boop. Sup. Like, it was ridiculous.
Booty calls
Yeah,
are more
that
challenging.
sex tape made me angry. The China sex tape, the
Wrestler,
wrestler.
not the country.
I've seen most of these sex tapes just through the
I haven't seen any of them.
I'm willing to click on the link. That's really that's really what it comes down to. If you ask me nicely to click on the link, I will click on the link.
I do. I just assume you're going to give me a virus, and I'm not touching that. Plus, I don't want to watch Hulk Hogan having sex. Like, there's a lot of things, sex tapes. I'm like, I don't want to watch these.
Fortunately, in the Hulk Hogan sex tape, you don't really have to see Hulk Hogan having sex because it's far enough away. It's not like
And he's mostly just vamping. It's like,
well, I mean, there isn't much there that you haven't already seen on Hulk Hogan, right? Like, you know, like the guy spent his entire career wearing a Speedo. So
yeah.
seeing him without his Speedo wasn't a dramatic difference.
Oh, Terry.
Like there's other people that when you see them naked, you know, it's a bit more of an eye opener, but not so much with
I
Hulk.
didn't know you had that under there.
Well, I mean, the China sex tape, that was with Tom Sizemore. Do you remember that?
Nope.
Oh, it was Tom Sizemore, and they were like getting high, and it was like one of those someone's close to rock bottom kind of videotape type thing. Yeah, maybe some, and that was at the same time. That was when, because the first couple of sex tapes, the Pamela and Tommy Lee, stolen, but somebody made a ton of money on
A
it.
lot of people made
The
money off it.
Kardashian thing, ton of money on it. The Paris Hilton thing, ton of money on it. And so then people kind of started were like, then the B Squad gets into the sex tape business.
Oops, I leaked this. It's like, nobody wants this. No, I leaked it. Nope, nobody wants it.
No, there's only a few sex
Nobody wants
tapes that, I'd like to see the Betty White sex film. I'd like to see that. I'd like to from like the 60s,
Yeah.
right? I'd like some producer to die and one of his grandkids to discover this huge vault of
It's just
yeah.
like just imagining the guy in the room with them running the camera, just rotating. It's like, oh no, oh no.
I'm sure all the I'm you know like I'm sure that's with each passing day, I think the P tape and Donald Trump is a more
Oh,
likely scenario. A, because I think if you sent hookers to Donald Trump's hotel room,
yeah.
he wouldn't send them away.
And he has a lazy bladder. Everyone knows this.
I don't know about the bladder. I just think,
Oh, that he was getting peed on. That's right.
well, and the story, no, the story was that he had them pee on the bed that the Obamas stayed on. And
Oh no.
that's actually kind of
That's
plausible.
yeah,
It's
it's
plausible in my mind that
on brand.
it is on brand. It's on brand for him to be like, hey, why don't you,
It's
for lack of a
it's
better phrase,
petty.
shit on that?
Yeah, it's petty and unimaginative.
Yes, which is, yeah. Well, although I'd like to say that Donald Trump isn't imaginative, but he is in his way very imaginative, right? Like he's got a whole world worked out.
Well, it's true. He just assumes that everything he wants will happen.
Well,
For the most part, it
it's
does.
I mean, yeah, it's not a good imagination, right? It's like like there's the imagination that brings you Donald Duck, wonderful pantsless friend, and
Wonderful.
then there's the imagination that brings you Howard the Duck, right?
I mean, Howard the Duck, the comic book wasn't bad. The movie
The
was
movie
the
was
problem.
the movie was exactly a problem
Yeah.
in a number of ways. And I think was it. I think the big problem is they tried to make it kind of an adult thing, but it's fundamentally a kid thing.
No, they just didn't know what to do with it. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Is
that's
the
the
comic book an adult thing?
yeah,
Yeah. So that's the thing. That was where I think Deadpool changed things up a bit.
yeah, R-rated
A
superheroes.
R-rated superhero movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because there's enough adults seeing that stuff now. I mean, not that, is there anything else to see that are big movies?
No, there's only superhero movies, and I am not complaining.
No, I like the superhero
Yeah.
movies, but I also like the big giant epic, you know, out of Africa. Far and Away was a good one. The
White savior.
well, not necessarily white savior movies, but just big epic
Yeah.
landscapes, and like Lord of the Rings. There was a lot of that, but Lord of the Rings was right on the cusp of. They shot like 12 things of them walking through a mountain, and then they shot 10,000 things in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
And
10,000 boring things.
I just don't like the Star Wars does too much of it now with they create these huge cityscapes and all this background stuff going on because they can.
Yeah, I mean, like none of that is real.
But it doesn't, to me, it actually makes everything less real.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it more real, but it makes it less real for me.
Yeah. That's why Jurassic Park still holds up.
It does.
Because they had the right mix. You gotta have some puppets in there. If you don't have puppets, I'm not watching.
I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind last week, and that holds up. And I thought because they did a great thing of they didn't show you too much.
No.
They
Just
didn't
a
really
pile of mashed potatoes.
pile of mashed potatoes and a bunch of lights.
Yeah.
That was
And Richard Dreyfuss.
very smart.
That's all you need.
Richard, yeah. Primetime Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah. Well, I don't know if that would have been post Jaws. So he would have
Post
been,
Jaws.
yeah, Richard Dreyfuss is on top of the world type
Post
Richard
Jaws.
Dreyfuss.
Pre What About Bob?
What About Bob is a wonderful
What
movie.
About Bob is a quality flick that everyone should watch.
Yeah. What About Bob is good enough that you can even sit through Mr. Holland's Opus if it's a double feature. But you got to put on What About Bob second because otherwise nobody's fucking sticking around.
No, it's a downer.
Well, it's an
Holland's
upbeat
Opus
thing
is
about how he,
yeah.
turns the speakers towards the floor so his deaf kid can hear music. No? All right. Have you not seen Mr. Holland's Opus?
I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's what he does, right? That's one of the things. He's a music teacher and his kid's deaf, and he sees that as some sort of God's punishment. And then he wises up and realizes maybe it's not all about
It's
me.
like, actually, my wife is the punishment. The kid is the reward. But look at this bitch.
It's amazing how long it takes a lot of guys to realize that.
Yeah.
The kids are the reward. The wife is the punishment.
The wife.
The wife is the
Always the
punishment.
wife.
From God. From God.
And on that note,
we
really decided to ramp it up at the end of this.
We did.
We got political.
We got a little bit political.
We're having a nice, fun conversation about food poisoning, and then
I think. Well, I think also in our desire to avoid talking about the current state of the world, um, I don't think that's as easy as we thought.
It was hard. It was really just because I saw that one ran propaganda video,
Yeah, the
all
Lego
AI
video.
with Lego. It had catchy beats. I was like, this is, I hate that it's all done by AI, but I cannot deny this is some quality propaganda.
That was the other thing I saw was there's the Donald Trump Jesus picture.
The fact that that's the line for a lot of people is blowing my
Well, no, no,
mind.
no. There's
Like, that's your
there's
mind. Like, wait a
so
minute,
many things I like about
this
this.
guy's an asshole.
First off, of course, he knew it was him as Jesus.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the photograph was that it was him as Jesus. But secondly, the excuse, I thought it was me as a doctor, is just as bad because if you look at that image and think, well, there's a doctor, you've never seen a picture of Jesus, like ever. And, if you're going to be the leader of the Christian nationalist movement, you should maybe be a little bit familiar with what Jesus looks like in most pictures
Just
of
assumed
him.
he looks like him. I think because the press secretary was like, oh, that picture was doctored. So
Oh,
I think that someone told Donald Trump that picture was doctored, and he thought it was like, oh, it means I'm a doctor.
oh,
I think he just got confused.
it's 12. It's no, he doesn't get why people don't think he's Jesus because everyone keeps treating him like he is.
Yeah.
So that's part of the problem. But the other thing I liked about that is the AI memes take over immediately because I've seen all sorts of AI memes that have taken that single image and they've
I
turned
saw
them into
it.
short films. I
Yeah.
saw one with Jesus coming out of the sky behind him and grabbing him and then throwing him into the pits of
I
hell.
saw that one. That was good.
That was good. I saw another one where as soon as he touched the guy, he starts melting and turns into Satan.
My favorite one was he touches the guy and then disrobes, and he's got those comically large Christy
Christy
Gnome's
knows
husband tits,
my
and then just
favorite.
does a sexy dance.
I like that.
Yeah, that's in the Spank Bank for sure. For sure.
The best part of the Christy Gnome's husband giant fake breast story is that his name is Christy Gnome's husband.
I like that.
I and
I like
I
that. I'm a feminist.
I am never
There you go.
ever going to look up what his actual name
No.
is. I don't want to know his name. I just want to know him as Christy Gnome's husband.
I mean, the giant refers to Jay-Z as Beyonce's husband. Like, who's that guy? You know, Beyonce's husband? You know, that guy? That's all he cares. It's like, yeah, I don't care about his music, but
I'm like
Beyonce.
that. I'm like that with Oprah. I refer to her as Stedman's lady.
Oh.
Stedman's lady. At least
I
I call
refer
her
to her
lady.
as Gale's lady.
Yeah, Hill's lady.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a little too real.
Mhm.
You're gonna
Oh.
diss Oprah like
Yeah,
on
he's a monster.
on a recording device?
Yeah. Are you listening to this, Oprah? You got no power anymore. You're a
Oh,
monster.
I mean, she's the one that gave us Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
She gave us Dr. Phil. She also gave us what's his name?
Gave us
Dr.
Dr.
Oz.
Oz. She gave us
Dr. Oz
she
coming.
gave us Caesar Milan, the world's worst dog trainer.
Is he the worst?
She promoted
I do see a lot of clips of him getting bitten by dogs.
yeah. She promoted famous Brazilian sex pest, John of God.
John of God.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look him up. He's a
It's a
piece of shit.
Brilliant sex pest.
I don't
Is that
know.
the official title?
Sex pest is just a nice catch-all term for creeps. But yeah, he was
an honorarium.
he was not a nice man. Yeah, Oprah, not a good judge.
Hang on, what's his name?
John of God.
John of God.
Yeah.
Brazilian sex pest.
Yeah, I don't think the documentary is subtitled Brazilian Sex Pest, but mine would be.
There isn't a little colon
Yeah,
there.
colon sex pest. Yeah.
Well, no. I like the geographical tag as well. Sex pest is too general. Brazilian sex pest. It lets me know there's probably not going to be a lot of pubic hair, right? Everyone's going to have a good tan. There'll be bright colors. And the soundtrack will probably be pretty popping.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hilarious gay comic Mateo Lane refers to all those people as Oprah's horcruxes.
Horcruxes. She did. I think it was because she launched, both the magazine and then she launched the network, and she was kind of like, hey, I need people to put on all of these
I
things.
mean, eventually, the number of times people are like, "Oh, do you want to be a regular on that? Do you want to have a show based around you?" I'm like, "No, because eventually I will run out of actual helpful veterinary advice, and I will have to start looking at the fringes And I'm not interested in that.
Oh yeah, but also keep in mind that like every year you can do the same things, right?
That's true.
You do seasonal things. It's like you have to think of if you're going to do a show like that, you have to think in terms of like a morning show where um
That was great on a
you're
morning
just
show.
but you don't have a history. Every day is today. The
True.
future is limited to what's already booked, and the past doesn't exist, so you can talk about things that are fresh. Like if you watch any morning show in November, you're going to be dealing with Christmas recipes. That's what you're going to be dealing with every year. You're going to be. It's not like they're ever going to get to November and go, well, "We did Christmas recipes last year." No, that's you're just going to be keep doing it.
Every year they'd have me on and be like, "How do you cat-proof your Christmas tree?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"By
exactly.
killing the cat or not having a tree."
I don't know why you get frustrated about
What
that.
is wrong with you? Your cat thinks it's amazing. Why is your dog peeing on the Christmas tree? Because you brought a tree inside. If you had put up a celebratory fire hydrant, your dog would be peeing on that as well.
Do, do dogs pee on Christmas trees?
Some dogs do.
Really? I imagine a cat would, just because it's the tree's probably drawing too much attention.
They
And
just like
so
to
fuck that
climb. Yeah,
guy.
with cats, you got to put the tree up and then leave it up and don't do anything to it for a couple of days.
Oh, and then
And then
decorate.
put like one ornament on and see what happens. And then the next day put a second.
Really?
Just do it slow.
It's like diffusing a bomb, having a
Cats.
Christmas tree and a cat. Oh, well, that I guess that was the beauty of we had a three-legged old. I mean, he must have been 19 or 20 years old when he died. Like it was a remarkably old cat. Like and he died of it. You put him down, but
I called
it
him fat.
it wasn't far to go. Like I think you could have probably blown his light out. Just
There's a lot of times where I'm like, I think I can just make a loud noise, like a sudden noise, and you wouldn't have to pay for half of what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, I think certainly for my ex, I think that was part of the ritual. Is I think she wanted to have him put down so that she didn't have to find him dead.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Find him dead, I think, is a good end.
Find him dead feels like a good exit line.
It does.
That was the last episode of Preparing to Podcast.
If the
rebrand works.
If the rebrand catches and I get all the typing done in time for next week, we will be rebranded, or we might not rebrand, or I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen?
It'll be like a sitcom where they replace a character and no one reacts to it.
Shut up, Randy.
It'll be fine.
But as always, I will say you can find this show and all 20 episodes of it. Actually, there's 19 episodes, even though there's
a secret missing 13.
20 numbers. Yeah. And it is weird that it was episode 13 that we missed. So all 20 episodes are available on YouTube and Spotify, and whenever you do your podcasts and whatnot, Apple Music and the such. And so you can find us there, here in YouTube at Preparing to Podcast. And as always, if you're just on the social medias and you want to track us down, I am at Chuck B. Jokes, and
I am at Dr. Ted Morris.
One more time, clearly, for the microphone.
At Dr. Ted Morris.
There you go.